YouTube. Coming at you from the Independence Ice Center in Independence, Missouri, where the Rockhurst Hawklets are taking on the Mid-Missouri Tigers. It's a Thursday evening. This is a makeup game from when we had the Snowmageddon a couple of weeks ago. And we're very appreciative of the Mid-Missouri team making the trek up here on a weeknight so we can get these makeup games. They'll be back here again next week too. And I guess that's just what we have to do when we get snowed out. Anyway, looking for a good match up here. These teams have had some great matches this year. Pretty evenly matched teams. We've got about 4.5 minutes left in the warm-up period here. I'm going to do a few more things to get set up here, so I'm going to just leave the camera running for a minute, but don't go anywhere because we will be starting here in a few minutes. Just trying to get a good camera angle here. This rink doesn't give us much space here. We're right on the glass, so kind of limited in our scope here as to what we can show you at any minute. Just try and get both ends in if I can.
Are you on Facebook or YouTube?
It's YouTube.
YouTube.
Yeah.
You have to report that.
Yeah. All right, folks, we've got about a minute left in the warm-up session, and we will be getting underway. I don't know if we're going to have any formalities or not as far as starting lineup announcements or an anthem or anything like that. My guess is most of the players and parents probably want to get right to the game. We'll see here. Rockhurst looking good. Looking lively here in the warm-ups. There's the buzzer indicating the end of the warm-up session here on February 5th, 2026 at about a little after 7 p.m. Rockhurst gathered at the net. A little pregame pep. Rockhurst breaks from their huddle. Rockhurst will be sending out Christian, Callahan, Press on the front line, Tavish and Klump on the defense. Official blows the whistle. There will be no formalities today. We're just going to drop that puck and play hockey. Rockhurst pulls it back to the defense, up to Christian along the sideboards. Back to Callahan. Callahan puts it out to the point. Klump with a shot. Deflected into the corner. Rebound. Rockhurst. Covered up by Mid-Mo. So some good pressure early for Rockhurst. Got to remember to start the clock here. Face off. Drawn by Mid-Mo back into their corner. Mid-Mo chases it around the boards. Callahan chasing, breaks it up. Mid-Mo up along the sideboards looking for a long stretch pass, and that's going to be an ice. They didn't quite connect on that long stretch, so that will be an icing and come back down to the mid-Missouri end. .14:25 into the first period. Coleman, looks like Corntaker's back on the ice. I hope so. And Latz on the front line. Coleman taps around behind the net. Corntaker chases it down. Mid-Mo coming out, long cross-ice pass. McTavish chasing. Shot in on goal, goes into the corner. Another shot from the point, picked up by Mid-Mo. Quick backhand, turned away by Houlihan at the net. Coleman battling along the sideboards, tries to kick it out. Slap shot from the point. And it looks like Rockhurst is going to get a tripping penalty there. As they were trying to poke check that puck away, it got tangled up in the skates. Slap shot goes high above the boards. The referee still has his hand in the air. Rockhurst needs to get control of that puck, get that whistle. So Rockhurst finally gets a stick on it. We've got a 13-14. 13 minutes, 14 seconds left in the first period face-off. Rockhurst is shorthanded. Midmo fires in, deflected by Houlihan, back into the corner. Another shot from the top of the circle, stick save, Houlihan into the corner. That one drifts across the crease. Houlihan bats it wide. Rockhurst coming up the ice. Long shot in on goal. Forces the goalie to handle the puck there. Midmo trying to break it out. Rockhurst dumps it in again. That's offsides, but Rockhurst tags up. Midmo behind the net. Trying to bring it up the sideboards. Rockhurst keeping some good pressure on during this shorthanded play here. But Midmo here, they come through the neutral zone with a lot of speed. Drop pass. Save. Blocker save by Houlihan. Great save by Houlihan there, and then he batted it away. Cleared it out. You've got about 50 seconds left in the Rockhurst penalty. Shot, top of the slot, deflected by Houlihan. Cross ice to Midmo at the point. Rockhurst gets it, and they ice it down the ice. Killing time off that clock. 30 seconds left in the Rockhurst penalty. Coleman on the ice. He gets tripped. Deflected off of Callahan right into the goal towards Houlihan. He turns it away. Rockhurst flips one all the way down the ice. 6 seconds left. So that was a great play by Rockhurst there. That'll kill off the end of the penalty. Rockhurst is going to be at full strength, but Midmo's coming through strong. Down into the corner. Klump rides him down into the corner there. Midmo digging for it. Klump digging for it. Midmo right in front of the net, and they put that one in. So the scoreboard just went out here. So that's inconvenient. I'm showing 10:57 on the game clock. At 10:57, Midmo goes up by a score of 1-0. Rockhurst gets the regular line back out with Coleman centering, Jones and Latz, I believe. Tavish and Cowan on defense. Yeah, 10:57, game clock just came back on. Midmo pulls it back. Cowan battles along the boards. Midmo bringing it behind the net, looking to center. They try to pass it back to the point, and they don't connect, and they send it all the way down into their own zone. Rockhurst forechecking, keeps it down in the zone. Midmo sends it up along the sideboards, looking for that breakout. Long cross-ice pass, broken up by Coleman. McTavish back in behind the net. Picks it up, does a 180, sends it up the sideboards. Midmo coming across the blue line. They dump it into the corner. Robinson back to get it. Callahan picks it up behind the net. He starts coming around with some speed. Callahan over the blue line. Drops it to Coleman. Coleman coming in on net. Gets a shot on goal. Deflected. Mid-Missouri able to turn that one away. Nice play there by Callahan and Coleman. Bring that puck in. Good drop pass. Coleman gets a shot off. Rockhurst gets a rebound, but the Midmo goalie comes up with a save on both of them. Press along the sideboards, comes away from the face-off with the puck. Press takes a hit. Mid-mo coming up through the neutral zone. Christian drops back. Christian bounces one off the boards through the neutral zone. Mid-mo fires it right back. Robinson up the sideboards. Mid-mo coming through. Callahan delivers a nice hit along the boards. Separates the man from the puck. Mid-mo keeps it in at the blue line. Robinson sends one up along the sideboards. Catches Mid-mo on a changing on the fly. Mid-mo comes away from that little tussle with a puck breaking in. Broken up by Robinson. Rides him down into the corner. Mid-mo centering pass. Broken up by Callahan. Robinson picks up the loose puck. Robinson over to Christian. Christian decides to dump it down in. Rockhurst goes for a line change. Mid-mo coming out of the corner with it all the way up to the center line. Backhand shot, dumps it in behind the net. Tavish back to get it. Rockhurst, center ice, keeping some pressure on. Coleman picks it up, comes over the blue line, looking for a play. Gets broken up by Mid-Missouri. Callan dumps it in. Coleman chases into the corner. Coleman sends it behind the net for Corntaker to chase. Rockhurst keeps it in at the blue line. Corntaker chases behind the net. Coleman comes along the sideboards. Callan with him. Rockhurst keeps it into the zone. Finally, Mid-Missouri breaks one out, and they've got a 1-on-0 coming in on goal. And they score. Mid-Missouri able to get a loose puck. Popped it loose, and they had a couple people hanging back. And that will put Mid-Missouri up by a score of 2-0 here. And we've got 7 minutes, 7 seconds left in the first period. Both teams full strength. Christian, Callahan, Cardi, I believe, out on the no, Coleman. I can't tell who that is. And it looks like Rockhurst has a penalty coming up. Rockhurst gets called for a trip there. 6:54. And that would be called on Plump. Got in a little tangle there as they were going into the corner. So Rockhurst is down 2-0, and now they're down a man on the ice. So they will be shorthanded here for the next 2 minutes, presumably. Rockhurst wins the face-off, pulls it back into the corner. Mid-Missouri comes in to challenge. Callan trying to send it out. Mid-mo at the top of the circle sends one towards the net into traffic. Rockhurst able to get a hold of it, fling it all the way down, and shot right on goal. Rockhurst with some good forechecking there. Mid-Missouri coming back through. Mid-Missouri shoots it in the zone, but Rockhurst able to clear it out. Blocked by Callahan, shot on goal. Callahan recovers it, comes around the net, and he shoots one all the way down the ice. And that'll go down in behind the Mid-mo goal. Nice little penalty killing there. 1 minute left in the Rockhurst penalty. Callahan riding the man into the boards. Great job by Callahan to tie him up, but they still come away with the puck. Shot on goal, directed by Houlihan back into the corner. Rockhurst sends one more down. We're approaching 30 seconds left in the Rockhurst penalty. Rockhurst changes on the fly, sends out some fresh legs. Coleman forechecking, breaking it up. Latz doing the same. Mid-Mo trying to bring one in. Coleman clears it. Mid-Mo sends it behind the net. Latz battling. Puck comes back to the point. Mid-Mo blocked by Latz. And that puck goes up into the netting, and that'll bring a stoppage of play. 5:02 left in the game in the first period, and 8 seconds left on the Robinson penalty. Coleman wins the faceoff. Mid-Mo ends up taking it. Latz heads into the corner looking for it. Centering pass. Bennett, Coleman trying to fire it out. He misfires. Rockhurst is now at full strength. So we are at 4:44 left in the first period. Looks like Rockhurst is getting off their shorthanded line and kind of readjusting, trying to get back to the regular line. Coleman wins the face-off, comes away with it, but he's met at the blue line by a couple Mid-Mo players. Rockhurst still able to clear it. Both teams full strength. Long shot, dumped in by Rockhurst, dump and chase. Blasdell on the ice. Press. Chasing. Here comes Blasdell. Steps over the blue line, shot, blocker save. Goes up into the glass. Rockhurst digging for it behind the net. Press. Korntager sends it out to the point. Plump fires one in. Pad saved by the goaltender, deflected into the corner. Cross ice pass for Mid-Mo. They come over the center red line, come over the blue line, and they are met by McTavish. Gives them a wake-up call right there at the blue line. Mid-Mo circling, top of the circle. McTavish chases it in behind the net. He dishes it around the side to back up to Kress. Kress looking for a pass. He gets it over to Korntager. Korntager flips one down, and that's going to be an icing on Rockhurst, as Korntager was just a step behind the red line there. So with 3:10 left in the first period, Mid-Mo is leading Rockhurst by a score of 2-0. So it looks like we have Christian, Jones, and Latz on the forward line here. Kind of mixing it up a little bit. Mid-Mo brings it over the blue line. Broken up by Rockhurst. And that should be a trip. Why was that not a trip? Face-off, drawn back to mid-Missouri defense. Latz along the sideboards, battling. Both players go down. Mid-Mo defense from the top of the circle. Shot, blocker deflection by Houlihan. Back in behind the net. Another shot right from the slot. And that's So mid-Missouri fairly relentless on that play there. They just did not give up. They kept coming after it and were rewarded with a goal for just staying on top of it, not giving up. So with 2:20 left in the first period, Mid-Missouri leading by a score of 3-0. Rockhurst wins the face-off. They try to send it through the neutral zone, but broken up. Mid-Mo dumps it down in behind the net. Mid-Mo dumps another one down in. Rockhurst just trying to break it out. Deflected, Robinson picks it up, he puts it down low. Horndegger shoots, stick saved by the goaltender, deflected into the corner. Mid-Mo clears one all the way down. That was tipped by Rockhurst, so no icing. Mid-Mo trying to centering pass, broken up by Glasgow. Robinson picks it up, shot. Deflected in traffic. Mid-Mo sends one all the way down, and that's going to be an icing on Mid-Mo. So we are at 1:03 left in the first period. Looks like we have Coleman, Latz, and Press, I believe. Face off. Pushed over to the side. Shot on goal, Rockhurst. Deflected. That puck gets past Klump. Klump comes down, he hustles down. Tries to put it out, but Mid-Mo keeps it in at the blue line. McTavish battling along the back. Mid-Mo trying to pass it to the point. They miss. That goes all the way down the ice. Press circling in front of the net.
Work, boys, work!
Puck comes out to McTavish. McTavish puts one in on net, and the goaltender smothers that one. So I'll bring a stoppage of play with just 15 seconds left here. Both teams at full strength. Mid-Mo leading by a score of 3-0. Same line stays on for Rockhurst with Coleman, Latz, and Kress. And it looks like we'll have Robinson and Callahan on defense, trying to put a little firepower out there. Puck is pushed over to the sideboards. Mid-Mo gets it. They send it all the way down the ice, and that'll be an icing. So Rockhurst will get one more chance down in the other end, see if they can pull it off here. So we've got 6 seconds left. 6 seconds left in the period. Coleman facing off. Puck's dropped. Mid-Mo comes away with it. Mid-Mo sends it around the sideboards, and that will do it for the period. So at the end of one period of play, we have Mid-Missouri Tigers 3, Rockhurst Hawklets 0 so far. So they're going to take a brief intermission for about a minute or so here, and then both teams will come back out and switch sides. So between the first and second period, just a brief intermission, teams to catch their breath. after the second period, I'm pretty sure they will resurface the ice for the third period for this varsity matchup. So Rockhurst has been jumbling the lines around just a little bit. They have had to deal with a couple of penalties. That always throws you off, as you often have different lines for shorthanded or penalty plays. Both teams starting with full strength here for the second period. It looks like Rockhurst will be sending out Christian, Kress, and Callahan on the front line. Cowan and McTavish on defense. Rockhurst sends one from the corner up to Callahan. Callahan looking for a stretch pass, doesn't get there. Midmo coming across center ice. Cowan trying to rush one from the defensive position. Sends it over to Callahan. Callahan comes out of that skirmish in the corner. Puts one right on net. Nice quick shot by Callahan. The goalie was up for it. And I forgot to start the clock. .14:09 into the second period. Rockhurst sends out Coleman, Korntager, and Latz. Mid-Missouri comes away with the puck. Pass, 1-on-0, great save by Teddy Houlihan. Shut that down. Rockhurst kind of fumbled the puck back to the blue line. Scores another one. So, Mid-Missouri able to chase that one around. Rockhurst changing up their lines. Christian, Kress, Callahan. Midmo comes away with the puck from the face-off. Another shot on goal. Quick shot from the top of the circle by Midmo. That one is smothered by, well, it looks like Nadler has come into the game. Sorry about that. So Rockhurst has made a goaltending change at the period. I didn't catch that, but Alex Nadler is now in the game. Mid-Missouri leading by a score of 4-0. 13:38 left in the second period. And Rockhurst Cowan has picked up a penalty. Backhand shot, another goal by Mid-Missouri. So that's at 13:31 left. 13:31, Rockhurst was shorthanded, and that did not last long at all. Cowan is now out of the box. So that ended that shorthanded situation rather quickly. I think Rockhurst has called a timeout here. They're going to need to kind of regroup. They're down by a score of 5-0. We're only a minute and a half into the second period. So We're kind of regrouping. So we'll see if Rockhurst can come out with a little better strategy than what they've been doing so far, because they are in a 5-goal deficit at this point. Nadler comes back out, heads for the net. Rockhurst sends on Christian, Kress, Callahan on the front line. Kress battling for it. Rockhurst keeps it in at the blue line. Kress chases down behind the boards. Puck comes out to McTavish. He's trying to keep it in. He dumps it down in behind the net for Kress. Kress looking for a centering pass. Rockhurst gets one out in front. Good opportunity there. Callahan picks it up, centering pass. Rockhurst puts one in. That's a little bit more like what we'd like to see. Rockhurst clearly doing some forechecking and getting after it. So, where are we at? 12:51. Rockhurst puts one in the goal. Got Coleman, pulls it back to Cowan. Cowan up the sideboards to Latz. Latz looking for a shot. Latz fires one in, comes all the way around. Cowan trying to hold it in at the blue line. Korntager back there. Coleman drops back. Latz skating up. And it looks like we got a penalty coming. Who was that one on? Okay. Make sure we get this set up right. 12:24. Puck shot way high up, hits the rafters, and that'll bring a stoppage of play there. 12:21 left. Cowan trying to keep it in. Kristen. Callahan comes back. Callahan coming up the ice, across the blue line. Low, hard shot. Picked up by Kress. Coleman battling for it in front, gets batted away. Long shot by Callahan. And that's 11:42 left in the second period. Minute 19 left in the penalty. Coleman sends it back to Callahan. Callahan shoots. Another quick shot and a goal. 11:38. There's some nice pass in there by Rockhurst. Win the face-off, move that puck around, find the open man, and put it in. So that was a power play goal by Rockhurst. Rockhurst taking advantage of that, so that brings Rockhurst up to a score of 5-2 here. So after that little timeout they had, they've scored 2 goals. Seemed gotten a little motivation. Rockhurst offsides. That'll bring the face-off to right in front of the Rockhurst bench. 11:27 into the second period. Face-off. Squirts out to the side. Mid-Missouri sends it up the sideboards. And Mid-Mo is offsides. So that'll bring a face-off over here to the near side. Jones pushes it over to Latz. Latz chases. Mid-Mo across the blue line. Long, high shot. It's the back of the boards. Rockhurst able to push it out of the zone. Blasdell takes it across the red line. Pushes it over to Latz. Latz tries shooting. Blocked by the defender, and that was a trip. That'll be a big takedown there. So that'll definitely be 2 minutes, as the Mid-Mo player was fishing for the puck and got all tangled up. I believe it was Latz he took down, but that was quite the takedown there. So 10:47. Another opportunity for Rockhurst here. Another opportunity for Rockhurst as Mid-Mo actually still has, no they don't, they've got one player in the box. Mid-Mo comes away with the face-off. They step over the blue line, broken up by Robinson. It's Kress looking for Christian. They don't connect, that goes all the way down the ice, and that'll be an icing. Good idea, just put it out too far in front of them. Ten minutes, 30 seconds in the second period. Minute 43 left in the Mid-Mo penalty. Christian faces off. Rockhurst comes away with it, clears the zone. Rockhurst moves it behind the net to Robinson. Robinson battling, gets it over to Kress. Kress looking to set up the play here. Kress comes over the red line, crosses the blue line, drops it to Christian. Christian with a long, hard shot, right in on goal. Coleman almost got the tap in there. Couldn't quite connect, but Rockhurst is keeping the pressure on. Christian shooting again. Rebound. And the ref called a really quick whistle there. Goalie did not have control of the puck, but he got a favorable whistle there as the ref was quick to blow it. That puck was bouncing right out to Rockhurst. So lucky call there for the Mid-Mo goaltender. We have 9:49 into the second period. Rockhurst changes up, get a few fresh skaters on there. 1 minute left in the power play. Rockhurst to try to score a goal here. McTavish keeps it into the blue line. Mid-Mo trying to bring it across the blue line. Rockhurst holding up a good, strong face there. Korntager bringing it in. Korntager battling in the slot. Klump fires one in. Korntager fires one right on goal. Saved by the goaltender. So we've got 9:22 left in the second period. 36 seconds left in the mid-mo penalty. Rockhurst has a little over 30 seconds here to try to take advantage of this power play. Mid-mo wins it. They send it all the way down the ice, and mid-mo's chasing fast. They are forechecking on this short-handed play. They put it right out front. Blocker save by Nadler. And Rockhurst has got to hustle a little harder after those loose pucks. Mid-mo just beat him to the puck and put a pass right out to the center. And a short-handed play. Rockhurst has to work a little harder than that. Rockhurst battling along the boards. Mid-mo picks it up, fires another one down. Penalty is over. So I thought that was too late for an icing, but I guess they're letting him have it. That one was fired by Mid-mo from the side, comes all the way out to the point. Mid-mo picking it up in front of the net. Rockhurst comes away with it. Rockhurst puts one down in behind the Mid-mo net. Mid-mo sends one all the way down the ice, and that will be hauled off as that puck took a funny bounce. I'm not sure what they're calling. Puck took a funny bounce, did not cross the end goal line. Instead, it bounced from the corner back out into the middle of the ice. So Mid-mo back to the point, long shot goes wide of the net. Press along the boards, battling for it. Press, Callahan trying to bring it in. Mid-mo sends it up along the sideboards. Cowan back to retrieve it. Cross-ice pass to Press, goes long. Callahan trying to meet him in there. Mid-mo trying to break it out. Rockhurst keeps it in. Christian with a shot, misfires. Rockhurst behind the net. Golden opportunity there. Couldn't quite get the handle on that one. Rockhurst did a great job bringing that one out from behind the net. Getting a centering pass. Cowan back to get it. Cowan puts on the brakes, turns the other way, sends it around the boards to Robinson. Robinson looking to move it up the ice, broken up by Mid-Missouri. Now here comes Callahan. Blue wide. And that was a good hip check, I guess. The ref didn't call anything. Mid-mo looking for that breakaway pass. And they almost got it there. Rockhurst coming back. Christian moves in. Mid-mo sends one off the side of the net. Rockhurst looking for a long pass. Korntager delivering a hit along the side of the boards. Rockhurst regrouping in their own end. Rockhurst trying to pass one up the sideboards. Picked off by Mid-mo. Mid-mo centering pass right in front of the net, tied up by Rockhurst. Mid-mo tries to send another one towards the net, hits traffic.
Get it out, Rock!
And it looks like Rockhurst has a penalty coming up as the ref blew the whistle as soon as Rockhurst got control of it. And we're sending Robinson to the box. I didn't see exactly what happened, but it's been some pretty good physical play here. We have 5:45. Mid-Missouri on the power play for possibly the next 2 minutes. Coleman wins the face-off, sends it back into the corner. Coleman tries to fire one out. Blocked at the point by Mid-Mo. Hornhager out. Mid-Mo able to get a shot off from the point. Right at Nadler. He's able to handle that one with no rebound and smother it. 5:32 left in the second period. Mid-Mo leading by a score of 5-2. Coleman gets it, draws it back into the corner. Coleman trying to shoot one out. Blocked at the blue line. Rockhurst needs to get a handle on that puck and get it out of the zone. Mid-Missouri tries to fire one on net, hits the side of the net, goes in behind. Coleman finally gets a handle on it, sends it all the way down the ice. Horntager doing the forechecking on this one. Coleman knocks it in at the blue line. Mid-Missouri trying to get something going here. Coleman blocks another one at the blue line. Coming in from the top of the circle. Shot. Good shot there. Shorthanded opportunity for Rockhurst. Horntager picks it up along the side after Horntager cleared the man. Mid-Mo comes away with it. Shot. Hits the side of the net. And Cowan taken down. Rockhurst sends one all the way down the ice. 30 seconds left in the shorthanded play here. Coleman chasing. Coleman ties him up and stops and makes him turn back the other way. Mid-Missouri trying to get something moving out. Now it's Callahan's turn. He's interrupting the play. Christian on the ice now. Long cross-ice pass. Cowan picks it up, backhands it all the way down the ice, and that will kill that penalty as there's only a couple seconds left. And Rockhurst is now at full strength. Christian picks up the loose puck at the Rockhurst blue line. He's looking to pass a long pass to Callahan. They tipped it. And they're calling that an icing, but I think Callahan actually tipped that one. I think he got a piece of it, actually. So, but they call it an icing. And we are at 3:12. 3:12 left in the second period. Both teams full strength. Mid-Missouri leading Rockhurst by a score of 5-2. Face off the right of the Rockhurst goaltender. Rockhurst draws it back. Mid-Missouri sends it in. Trying to carry it out. Now Christian, broken up by Mid-Missouri at the neutral zone. Mid-Missouri trying to get a shot. Deflected by Rockhurst. Mid-Missouri just keeps on coming. Rockhurst trying to dish one out. Missouri trying to move it up through the neutral zone. They step over the center red line and dump one in as they're looking for a line change. Shot on goal by Mid-Missouri goes far wide. Rockhurst trying to bust one out. It's Jones. Now Klump picks it up at center ice, moves it up to Christian. Christian dumps one down into the corner and chases. Shot by Christian, just goes wide. Mid-Missouri trying to break one out. They lose the puck, and Rockhurst is able to recover. Callahan brings it in. Rockhurst with a delayed offsides. Here comes Mid-Missouri. Robinson battling, breaks it up. Mid-Missouri takes it away at center ice. They're coming in speedy. Broken up, taken away by Mid-Missouri, and they score. Rockhurst had control of the puck there for a second. Lost control of the puck, and Mid-Missouri they just keep coming. They just keep pressuring, and they end up with 1:06 left. Mid-Missouri leading by a score of 6-2. Coleman draws it back to the defense. Mid-Missouri just presses right on through, though. They don't wait around. Mid-Missouri looking to move it up. Coleman poke checks it away. Mid-Missouri comes away with it. Blocker saved by Nadler. Puck out in front of the net.
Get it away, get it out.
Cowan trying to move it. Coleman breaks it up in front of the net. Rockhurst shoots, deflected by Nadler into the corner. Here comes Cowan. Gets poke checked away by Cowan up to Glasgow. Comes Latz over the center to Glasgow. Back around behind the net. Coleman kicks it out to Glasgow just as the period ends. Oh boy. So Rockhurst finally getting a little momentum there. And just as Coleman was able to knock that one out to Glasgow, buzzer went off. I could see the puck on Glasgow's stick, and I could see the net behind it. So that's too bad. Anyway, we're going to take a break here for 10 or 12 minutes while they resurface the ice here at the Independence Community Center. We'll start the third period. Mid-Missouri leading by a score of 6-0. I'm going to go ahead and turn off the mic. You can watch the Zamboni, and we'll be ready to fire it back up here. We'll be ready to fire it back up here in about 10 minutes or so. So once you see some fresh ice out there, that means we are ready to resume. All right, folks, we are back for the third and final period of this evening's matchup between Rockhurst Hawklets and Mid-Missouri Tigers. We will have a 15-minute period. The refs have called everybody out onto the ice. Nice, fresh, clean sheet of ice here. Mid-Missouri leading by a score of 6-2. Like Nadler will be in the net for the third period, and there's the whistle. The officials are ready to get it underway here. It's about 10 after 8. We still have 15 minutes of hockey, and Mid-Missouri needs to travel back to the Jefferson City area. Most of the players are from the Jeff City or Columbia area, so they still have a couple hours to drive once this game is over. Rockhurst sounds ready to roll here. So Rockhurst was down by a score of 5-0 in the second period, and they came back and knocked in a couple of good goals. Mid-Mo did get one back. Rockhurst showing some life. I hope they're bringing that back on the ice here at the start of this period. Here's the face-off. Christian, Kress, and Callahan on the front line. Mid-Missouri quickly comes down. But Rockhurst rides them off into the corner. Mid-Missouri trying to keep it in at the blue line. They shoot one, it deflects off of Christian and up into the netting. Both teams full strength. Mid-Missouri comes away with the puck. Backhand shot goes wide. Press over along the sideboards to pick it up. Kress comes bringing it around behind the net. He puts on the brakes, turns back the other way, now flips the puck up to Callahan. Tavish back to get it. Taken away by Mid-Mo. Mid-Mo top of the circle with some stick handling. Long shot, deflected by Nadler. Back in behind the net, wrap around, and a goal. So Nadler gave off a rebound, and Mid-Missouri was there, bounced right to their stick, and they did a quick wrap around and tucked that one in. So we're at 14 minutes, 14 seconds of the third period. Coleman pulls it back to Callan. Mid-Missouri rushes through, chasing the puck. Callan picks it up behind the net. Callan takes a hit along the boards. Mid-Missouri dumps it back in behind the net. I got a feeling we're going to see Mid-Missouri doing a lot of dumping and chasing here. Coleman coming through the neutral zone. Coleman trying to make a move here. Turns and passes. Doesn't quite connect. Callan chases it back. Mid-Missouri intercepts one. They were offside. Rockhurst sends a long one down in on goal just to dump it. Mid-Missouri coming across the red line. Plump takes him down in behind the net. Robinson turns it the other way. Korntager battling in the corner for it. Latz picks it up, shovels it over to Korntager. Korntager coming over the blue line. Poke checked away. Robinson at the blue line. Poked away by Midmo. Midmo comes across center ice, across the blue line. Long, hard shot. Comes into Nadler, where he smothers that one. .12:29. Oh, it's a running clock now. Mid-Missouri clears it. Race for the puck. Rockhurst hustles back and gets the puck. Press along the sideboards. Callahan back to get it. Long cross ice pass. Press. Christian coming in. Press ridden into the corner. Nice pass to Callahan in the center. Callahan tries a wraparound. He scores. So that's 7-3. We had a running time there because Mid-Missouri was up by a score of 7-2. That was a 5-goal spread. Looks like they're still leaving the clock running though. Okay, they finally stopped it at 10:53. Midmo, offside. Face off. Christian comes away with it. Callahan circles in the corner, dishes up to Robinson. Robinson back to Callahan. Little give and go. Callahan chasing. Callahan comes away with it, looking for a pass. Pass to Christian. Gets deflected away by Mid-Missouri right in front of the net. Good opportunity there for Rockhurst. Mid-Missouri carries it all the way down the ice. They're in behind the net. Robinson moves it up to Christian. Robinson coming in with him. Shot on goal. Deflected by the goaltender back into the corner. Missouri dumps it down again, which is to be expected. Then Missouri rides them off the centering pass. Coleman trying to bring it up. Coleman pokes it away down the sideboard, centering pass. Deflected away by Midmo. Now Midmo coming back down the other way. Broken up by Robinson. Blasdell along the sideboards. Rockhurst fires one down the ice, and that'll be an icing. So Mid-Missouri leading by a score of 7-3 with 8:58 left. 8:58 left, face off to the right of Nadler. Korntaker comes away with the puck from the face-off. Korntaker rushes down the ice, gets a hip check, separates him from the puck. Christian turns it in at the blue line. Midmo pokes it out. Rockhurst had a delayed offside. Took him a second to realize they were offside. They're back on. They kept control of the puck. Midmo bounces one along the sideboards. McTavish. Korntager. Poke checks it away. Nice move by Korntager. He's trying to sidestep. Latz picks it up. Moves it down into the corner. Korntager chases. Rockhurst, plump at the blue line. Fires one, hits traffic. Christian trying to put one in, blocked by the defense. Another shot by McTavish. Midmo finally gets a hold of the puck and clears it down the ice. Rockhurst had some good pressure going there. And we've got a penalty. So Rockhurst had some good pressure there. And Midmo finally cleared it, but I think Midmo may have a penalty as well. Oh no, it looks like who are we sending to the box? Latz goes to the box. So that face-off will come all the way back down, 7:34. Rockhurst, shorthanded. So Rockhurst. Oh, and now Korntager's in the box too. Don't tell me we got. That looks to be the case. We have two players in the box. One of them, I can't tell what's going on. One player in the box. Coleman draws it back to the defense. Coleman back behind the net. Sends it over Rockhurst. Nice ice all the way down. Bounces to the goalie. Forces the goalie to handle the puck. Press chasing. Midmo with cross ice pass. Coleman poke checks it away. Coleman still badgering him. Midmo sends it back into their own zone. Coleman goes back in to just bug him some more, and he does. Pope checks it. Robinson gets it. Shorthanded shot. Deflected by the defense. Goes up into the netting. So there's some good hustle there by Rockhurst. That was some real nice forechecking. Burned a lot of time, and Rockhurst actually ended up getting a shot out of it. So there's some good hustle there by Rockhurst on this shorthanded situation. Stay after him. Coleman centering. Coleman pushes it down into the corner, chases it. Press goes to the other corner. He picks it up there and battles. Now Midmo's coming out with a 3-on-2 situation, but they miss on their pass. Robinson trying to break it up. Midmo centering pass, and Midmo scores. Rockhurst just couldn't quite find the handle on the puck. So that brings out the penalty. That will be the end of that. With 6:27 left. Midmo now up by a score of 8-3. So I suspect we're back on running time here. And that appears to be the case. This clock is ticking. Latz bringing it across the blue line. Plump picks it up at the blue line. Hard shot. Goes wide. Robinson keeps it in from the other point. Latz chasing down low. And we got a little wrestling match going on down there. I don't think there's any penalties. Where we at 5:43 run time. coming up. Rockhurst sends out Cowan and McTavish. Horntaker coming out. Christian and Callahan. Christian pulls it back for Cowan. Cowan dumps it in low. Centering pass by Rockhurst, tied up in front of the net. Callahan couldn't quite get a handle on it. Tipped. Puck comes out across the blue line. Cowan fires it in. Rockhurst comes back and tags up. Intercepted by Callahan. Callahan over to Christian. Christian couldn't quite get the handle on it. Mid-mo trying to come out. Cowan trying to stop him. Cowan lays a hit on him. Horntaker sends one up the sideboards. Long shot goes far wide. 4:20 left in the game. Here comes McTavish, rushing from the defense position. Back to Christian. Christian fires one in, tipped by Callahan. Doesn't quite get there. Rockhurst scores, picks up the rebound. So Rockhurst brings it back to within 4 again. 4:03 left in the game. Rockhurst not giving up. Rockhurst keeping after it. Puts another one on the board. So now we'll have is it Jones centering for Latz. Mid-Missouri picks one up, fires it. Pad save. Long cross-ice pass to Blasdell. Blasdell sends one across the blue line. Latz in to get it. Latz battling for it. Sends it down in low. Jones chasing. Mid-Missouri trying to clear it out. Blasdell comes back to help. And they flip one high up in the air, and that'll be a hand pass. As Blasdell shot it up, and Jones kind of caught it on its way down, and it bounced over to Blasdell, so that qualifies as a hand pass. Coleman, Callahan, and Kress come out. Coleman pulls it back on defense. Here comes Coleman rushing up the ice. He connects with Callahan. Callahan puts on the brakes. Back to Coleman. Coleman coming in on net. Backhander. So nice play there by Rockhurst to move that puck down the ice and get a shot. Create a scoring opportunity. We are at 3:01. Nice scoring opportunity there. Coleman centering. Puck squirts over to the side. Kress chases it down around the corner. Mid-Missouri with a stretch pass. Coleman comes flying back, and he's tripped. That was a hooking. That was most definitely a hooking penalty right there. Coleman, I believe it was Coleman coming back to defend, and he got hooked and was unable to defend. I think the refs missed a call there. That should not have been a goal, I do not believe. So score 9-4. We will go back to run time here. Mid-Missouri flying down the ice. Shot goes wide. Another shot right in front. Nadler defends. Another shot on the rebound. Hits the side of the net. Rockhurst finally gets a hold of it. But apparently we've got a penalty of some sort. Looks like Rockhurst has a 2-minute penalty here. 2:14 left. Now the clock does stop when it's either a penalty or a goal. So they did stop it there. We're back underway. Mid-Mo sidesteps, comes in from the top of the circle. Shot, no goal. Mid-Mo back to the point. Mid-Mo is on the power play. Tager battling for it. Mid-Mo shot. Puck bouncing around the front of the net. Everybody whacking at it. Oh, and that one just drifts by the outside of the goal. Rockhurst finally gets a handle on it. Sends it down the ice all the way the other direction. Tager pursuing. I believe Mid-Mo just trying to burn off the clock here as best they can. Tager keeping after him. Mid-Mo coming over the blue line. Rockhurst sends one all the way down the ice again. They are killing the penalty, but they are also burning off the clock. Rockhurst sends one into the zone. They tag up. Coleman in pursuit. Mid-Mo sends it out. Robinson, center ice, gets it to Coleman. Coleman across the red line. He backhands one in towards the goal, and then chases. Mid-Mo coming over center ice. 30 seconds left. Broken up by Rockhurst. And that'll be a penalty there as Rockhurst sends it all the way down the ice. So, check from behind Mid-Missouri. Clock's still running. They're going to let this one run out. So that is going to do it for this game here. Score 9-4. Final score, Mid-Missouri Tigers 9, Rockhurst Chocolates 4. Here on a Thursday evening at the Independence Community Ice Center. So, well-fought game. Mid-Mo had definitely a puck bouncing their way. But generally a pretty good match. So tomorrow night, Rockhurst will be playing the Stars out at the KCIC in Shawnee Mission. I do believe that's a 7 or 7:30 game. We'll be back again live on YouTube. And we'll bring that one for you. We'll see how that goes. Then Saturday evening, Rockhurst heads up to St. Joe. And then Sunday morning is Senior Recognition Day here from Independence for the Rockhurst seniors. We have 3 of them. So that's what we got. We got a lot of hockey still to play this weekend. And then the following Tuesday, Mid-Missouri will be back here again. So Rockhurst has a string of five games in 6 days, something like that. So plenty of hockey here to end the season, and then the following weekend is going to be the season-ending tournament. I'm going to go ahead and sign off here from Mid-Missouri, from Independence, where Mid-Missouri has won by a score of 9-4. We'll talk at you soon.